Hello everyone, welcome back to the stream. I hope I am audible and visible to you. Okay, so can I get yes in the comments if I am audible and visible to you so that we can start the today's session. So basically, today we are going to be talking about some interesting problems related to the string, which we are talking about last 6 to 7 streams. So today is another interesting problem in which we will be splitting a substring. Okay, splitting a substring such that they have equal zeros and ones basically. Okay, for example, and the conditions are that each of the substrings should be a contiguous. For example, if you take example of something like this. Okay, so in this case the output which we'll be expecting is this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So in this we'll be expecting 3. Suppose the output is the input string is something like this 0 0 1 1. So in this the output will be 1. Okay, then again if we have something like this, so in this we'll be having basically 0. In this it will be a 0 because we don't have anything contiguous. Okay, so example from here, if you consider, we'll be not having any contiguous. If you take example of something like this, so in this case it will be only 1. Okay, so this is the problem. I hope it is clear to all of you. So let's discuss how. I hope the question is very clear to all of you. Okay, just give me 1 second if everything is visible or not. Okay, so basically everything is visible. Okay, I was just checking whether my quality is okay. So I'm going to explain you again. So which the problem is something like we need to basically split a substring. Okay, let me just remove this. And so basically you will be given a string. Okay, you will be given a string. Let us take an example for the string now. So the example can be something like this: a b. Basically it will be zeros or ones, not a b b a, something like this. It will be suppose that it is something like this: 0 0 0 1 1 0, then you have 1 0, then again 1 0, something like this. Okay, now we need to basically tell the maximum substring that are possible in which each substring has equal zeros and equal ones. Okay, and all the substrings should be contiguous. For example, let us check how many contiguous these are possible. So if we consider from here, we'll be having up to this. So you can see we have 2 zeros and 2 ones. Okay, 2 zeros, 2 ones, and in this we have 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, so basically that they two are also equal. So in this also we have 1 0 1 0 and 1 1, and each of the substring is contiguous, is in the continuous fashion. So in this we will be considering all the three, and the output will be expecting for the string will be 3. Okay, and if you take another example like something like this one, okay, let me just check and take another pen. So suppose example can be 0 0 1 1. So in this you will not be getting anything. The output for this will be basically 0, because we should start from this one, and from, if we consider from this, basically for this output not be 0, it will be 1, because up to this you can see we have 2 zeros and 2 ones, so we will be getting only 1. If we have something like this, in this also we will be getting only 1, okay, because this is not matching with anything. Even if you do something like this, will be answer 1. If you do something like this, till answer will be 1. If you do something like this, then we'll be getting 1 plus 1 2, because this all will be considered. Okay, so I hope the question is clear to all of you, the problem which I am trying to explain. If it is clear, can you write in the comments that it is clear, so that we can start with the session. So let us start with the coding part. Okay, let me just increase the size. Okay, I hope now it is visible. First our task will be to make a string. Okay, so I have made a string in which I will be taking this example 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, and the expected output for this will be expecting the answer to be 4. How 4? First division will be of this one 0 1, which is 2. Then we'll be having this division 2, which adds to the 2. So the output, the string which we are considering now is 0 0 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1. So basically this is the first, this is the second, this is the third, this is the fourth. So output expecting is 4 for this question. Okay, so let us solve. So we'll be having this question, right? Now first task will be just to, we'll be expecting the count. Okay, so I'll be just making a function, or I'll be just calling that as total substring. Okay, and in this function I'll be just passing this s, and let us make this function. I'll be making this function as int, as it will be just giving the output, the number, basically the count for the substrings that are possible, and in this I'll be just taking the string s. Okay, now once I have done that, what I'm going to be doing is, what my approach is something like, I'll be just iterating. One thing, one of the most important constraints that they have given, that it should be continuous, it should be in a continuous fashion. If it is till the point it is continuous, we'll be considering till that point the counts. After that we'll not be considering anything. For example, if we have something like 1 0 1, then will be have so many zeros, and then we have 1 0. So in that case we'll not be considering that this is also possible, this is also possible, so count will be 2. No, it will not be 2, it will be only 1, because it is not, the second is not in continuous to the other one. Okay, so that is there. Now if we have something like 1 1, then we'll be considering this, then this also be considered in the count. The total count will become 3 if we have 1 1 in the position of 0 0 here. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now let us continue. We have the string, and now what I will be doing, I'll be making two variables. First is for counting zeros, that will be starting from 0, and then I'll be counting for 1, I'll be calling that as C1, that also be starting from 0. Another count also, so that I can know the total number of count of substrings, that will be also starting from 0. So first step will be simply to iterate in the string. So I'll be using this normal for each loop. I don't want the index based follow, so I'll be doing that, and I'll be just comparing. If my x is equals to 0, so I'll be just incrementing our count of 0, and I'll be adding that. Okay, else I'll be having 1 only, because it is a string of zeros and ones, so I'll be just adding C1. Okay, once I'm adding that, so once this is done, I'm just going to be checking the condition that if in this condition only if my count of 0 becomes equals to count of 1, if that becomes equal, then I'll be just incrementing my count, which is the original count. Okay, so that's how we are going to be doing. Now in this, once I'm coming after, I'll just return the total count. Okay, I'll be just returning the count. Let us try to run the code, and I'll be explaining the code in a bit. Just so you can see, we'll be getting 0, and that shouldn't be happening. Let us see what is the problem there. So you can see we have count plus plus, and then we have this one, and we have this count, and we are returning our count here. So I didn't think so there is some problem now. Let me just check once again. If my x becomes equals to, that should be not 0, that should be a string 0. So now it should work fine. So you can see we have this 4 here. Okay, so this was what we are expecting. Now how this thing is working, let me just reduce the size, and so that I get the space to write. Let me take smaller one. So you can see we have 0 1 0 0 1 1 0 1 0 1. Okay, so in this case, so first I have this count 0 C0, then I have C1. Okay, now I'll be starting my iterations from here, right? So first I've encountered this, my x, which is this one character, it is becoming equals to 0. I'll be incrementing the count. So now the count for 0 is 1. Okay, and for count then in the second part the count will be coming equals to 1 again. So in this you can see the count for 0 and 1 is equal, so we'll be incrementing our original count, which is now 1. Okay, now what we'll be doing, we'll be just moving ahead. So now we have count of 0 will be coming 2, because we have 2 zeros now. For again we'll be just running, and you can see we'll be becoming this count 0 will be becoming 3. Okay, and when we are going here, it will become 2, then it will become 3. So you can see we are matching. Once they are becoming 3, we will be adding this count, so it will be 1 plus 1, which is 2. Now we'll be going again ahead, so it will be from 3 to become 4, then this also will become 4. So these both are equal, and I'll be incrementing plus 1, which becomes 3, and again I will be 0, so I'll be adding this 5, again this last one, which also become 5. They both are equal, which means I will be adding 1 and will become 4. So the total output will be 4 here in this case. So I hope the problem was clear and not that much difficult to solve. Okay, but it was a little tricky. The main constraints that they have given was to see that we have continuous, the substrings that are made should be a continuous fashion. Okay, so you can see all these strings are in continuous fashion, so that's why we are considering all of them. So we'll be having the count as 4, and we'll be showing that as an output. Okay, so that is the first question for today, okay, which we have solved. Now let us move ahead and try to solve the next question, which we'll be solving is related to the permutation. Let me just clear all the space, and this also I don't want. So we'll be having something like ABC, and we want to tell all the permutations that are possible for ABC. Okay, so you can see we'll be having permutations possible for this will be 3 factorial. Okay, not 3 factorial. It will be basically, if we consider for this, total number of iterations or total number of permutations will be possible for this will be I think 6. Okay, let me just check. So it will be first, it will be ABC, okay, then we'll be having ACB, okay, then we'll be having ABC, now we'll be having BAC, BCA, okay, then we'll be having CAB, we'll be having CBA, okay. The total it will be 3 factorial, which is equaling to 6. So total number of permutations that are possible in this case is 6. So BAC is there, BCA is there, CAB, CBA, all are there, okay. So that is how we are going to be finding this one total number of that are possible. Now first thing is how we are going to be solving this question, how we are going to be finding the substring, okay, or basically permutations for this ABC. So it is very much simple, it is not at all difficult. So first thing that we are going to be doing is we are going to be finding the total number of this swaps that we can do, okay. For example, in this case of ABC, if we consider ABC, so first thing is if we can swap BC, then we will be getting another permutation. If we get swap AB, okay, all this will be there. So we are going to be swapping all the strings, okay. So you can see first we'll be swapping A with A, then we'll be swapping A with B, then we will be swapping A with C, okay. So that is the first task, and whatever the updated string I'm getting, I'll be doing this same swapping to them also. For example, for ABC, if I swap A with A, I'll be getting same only. If I swap AB, I'll be getting BAC. If I swap A and C, I'll be getting CBA, okay. So that is the first thing. Now in the second level, if I am going to be swapping, okay, I'll be getting all this 2, okay. 2 conditions are there, 2 basically are there. So first thing, if I swap A with A again, so I'll be getting, so basically now I'm not going to be talking about A, I'll be talking about B, C, okay, because A is already done, so I'll not be doing that. So I'll be going to the next part, which is B. A is already done, now I'll be swapping B with B, and then I'll be swapping B with C, okay. And A with B is already done here, so I'm not considering A with B, I'll be considering B with C and B with B and B with C. And for this I'll be considering not this one, I'll be considering A and A, okay, and I'll be considering A with C. For this also I'll be considering B, okay. Basically this first part is done, we'll be considering only the B with B and B with A, okay. So that is there. For this first part was done, for this part was done, so I'll be considering only this one. And then for C, I'm not considering C with B, BC, because BC is already done here. I'll be considering AB and BB, okay. So after swapping, what are the elements I'll be getting? I'll be getting ABC here, okay. Let me just change the color here. So you can see I'll be getting, first I'll be getting A, B, C. Then if I swap B and C, I'll be getting ACB. If I swap A with A, I'll be getting BAC. Then if I swap A and C, I'll be getting BCA. If I swap, this should be CBA. And if I swap A and B, I'll be getting CAB, okay. So all these permutations are nothing but the solution for the problem, okay. I hope the explanation was clear to all of you, those who are watching. So let us try to run this code, run this program, for this program, how we can going to be solving. So first I'll be having a function, okay. I'll be having a function in which I'll be just calling this string, and I'll be passing 0 and I'll be passing 2, okay. So these two things I'll be passing, and whenever I'm going to be checking for this, so it will be just first it will be going here, correct? First it will be going here, then it will be just it will not be swapping A, it will be just starting from the next position here. So first our L was 0, our right was 2, now our L will be changed to 1 and right will be remaining there only, which is 2. For this also L will be this, L will be this, L this. Now for this case L will be becoming equals to R, because L will be same as R. Okay, here also L will becoming equals to R for this case, because L will be here, R will be here, correct? Both L or R will be at the last position. So we will be having some condition that if our L becomes equals to R, then we will be printing this string. Okay, we can call that as S. And in else condition we'll be having some things. Okay, what will be there? Will be starting from iteration from our L. Okay, and will be going up to L to R. Okay, equals to R, less than equals to R. And in this we'll be doing two things. Okay, first thing is that I will be swapping our L, basically the S of L, swap S of L with the S of I. Okay, this will be basically I. Okay, and then we'll be having again calling this function, which I'll be calling this as commute, and in this I'll be passing the string, I'll be passing L1 L plus 1, and then I'll be passing R. Then I'll be again swapping for the backtracking, because once we are done this, we want this string to be getting up to this position. So basically how the flow will be there, it will starting from here, it will go here, it will go here, it will go here. Okay, then it should come back, it should come to this position, then again it will be doing this part, then it will going here, then it should get the position BAC, then going back up, then again it will be forming CBA, then it will be getting CBA, then it will be getting CAB, and then again going to the back, and it will be just finishing up here. Okay, so that is there. Now let us try to run this code, basically try to write this code basically. So we'll be having this. Okay, and first thing I'll be having the string. So you can see we'll be having a string. We just increase the size. So we'll be having string, I'll be calling that as S, and I'll be calling that as ABC. Okay, and we'll be just calling this permute function. Okay, permute, for finding the permutations. I'll be passing S, I'll be passing 0, and I'll also be passing the length -1. So I'll be just finding the L, and I'll be using S dot size. Okay, -1 if you are passing L, so it will be L here. Okay, because the size will be for 3 and I'll be passing 2 here. Now let us talk about permute function. So I'll be just creating this permute function. I'll be calling that as void permute, and in this I'll be taking three things. First thing will be S, that will be string S, then I'll be having int L and int R. So, and in this first thing I'll be checking if my L becomes equals to R, then I'll be printing, that we have already discussed, right, the base condition which was there. Okay, if L becomes equals to R, then what we'll be doing, we'll be just printing our string. They will be printing our string, that is S. I'll be printing another line also. Okay, and once we are done, so in else part we'll be running the next part for calling. So we'll be starting over this I from L, and I'll be going less than equals to, it should be less than equals to R. Okay, and then I'll be doing the same thing, and in this first thing I'll be just swapping. Okay, what I'll be swapping S of I, or basically S of L with of S of I. Okay, then I'll be again calling a permute function with the string S, L plus 1 I'll be passing this time, and in this I'll be just passing R again. We are not changing R. Okay, and swap function again. Once we are done, we'll be just again getting the things back to the positions which were before, and we again S of I. Okay, so that is it. Now let us try to run the code and see what is the output, whether we are correct or not. So let us try to run the code. So you can see for all this we'll be getting the expected answer. You can see we are getting ABC, then we'll be getting ACB, then BAC, BCA. So when I just get back all things, so you can see we are getting the same thing. First it will be starting from ABC, then it will be going and printing ABC first, then it will be going printing ACB, then it will be going back tracking here, and then it will be getting BAC. Okay, then we will be getting BAC here, then we will be getting BCA, going back CBA, from CBA it will be getting CBA, then it will be getting CAB. Okay, so all this value it is going to be printing here. Okay, so I hope everything was clear to you. Let me just remove this again. Okay, so that is the second question for today. We have solved the permutations, finding the permutations basically. So let us try to basically see from the code how it is going to be working. So let me just take this. So first we have ABC, right? We have ABC that will be passed here. So our L will be in the starting, it will be 0, and in the starting it will be 2 for this. So L is not becoming equals to R, right? So it will be getting into else condition. It will be starting our for loop. It will be starting from 0. It will be going up to 2, and I plus plus will be increased. So first thing, it will be swapping our S of L, which is here in this case is 0, because we have passed 0, and our I is also 0. Okay, I is also 0, so it will be swapping our S of 0 with our S of 0, which is nothing but the first case which we have solved, ABC. Then it will be just going ABC here. Okay, and then if we swap A with B basically, so it will be getting BAC, and then it will be getting CBA. Okay, so that was the first part. Then it will be again getting ABC, ACB, then it will be getting BAC, then it will be getting BCA. Okay, then it will be getting CBA, and the last it will be getting CAB. Okay, so you can see we are at this position, so which means we have swapped S of 0, S of 0 with S of 0, we'll be getting same thing. Then we'll be going again and calling this function for L plus 1, which means 0, 1 and 2. So it was for 0, 0. Okay, and now it will be calling for 0, 1, permit 0, 1. And in this again we'll be getting, and this L is not equals to R, so we are at this position and we'll be swapping some things. So we'll be getting S of again we'll be starting from 1. So basically, sorry, this is not 0, 1, this is 1 and 2, and this is 0 and 2. Okay, let me just erase this and write again. So first it was passed 0, 2, then it is passed 1, 2, then let us see. First it will be running our loop from 1 to 2. Okay, for 1 and 2. So first it will be running for S of 1, and we will be swapping with S of 1 again. Okay, that is this part. Then again it will be just calling the function for 2, 2. Okay, because it will be increased, our L will be increased to 1, so it will be calling for 2, 2. And now we can see our L becomes equals to R, so we'll be just printing this S. So for the first case, the value which was printed was S only, similar to this, so we'll be printing ABC first, so which is here. Now for that part, this part is done. Now we'll be again swapping this. By again swapping means we'll be just swapping this one, right, this one ABC. So we'll be just going and getting this position ABC. Now once we have swapped with S of 1 and S of 1, we'll be going to the S of, it will be remaining 1, okay, and it will be going to 2 here. So this S of 1 and S of 2 will be swapped, okay. So 2 means this ACB will be forming now. So once we are done with that swap, we'll be calling for L plus 1. So you can see we are increased from 1 to 2, then again we'll be getting printed this S, so which is nothing but this one, ACB. So this part is also done. Now we'll be going this and again reswapping, which means 2 1 will be reswapped. So ACB will be converted to ABC, then again it will be going up, which this is basically ABC is converted, so it is going up here only. And now we have this one. So first hour we have passed 0 and 1. Now we have from 1 and 2. So from 1 it will be calling from 1 to, okay, and then we'll be having this 1 and 2, right, swapping. So for 1 and 2 we have this one, right. So we'll be just swapping 1 with 1 with swapping 1 with 2, okay, and then we'll be swapping 2 with 2, okay. So that is how it is forming BAC, and then it will be forming BCA, okay. In this way it will be running all the loops, and it will be forming all the permutations, okay. So I hope that was clear to all of you. Now let us talk about the third question for today, okay. And this is something related to the problems which I have already solved in the last classes. So this is basically, the name of the question is basically finding the common substring, longest common substring, okay. So we'll be given two things, okay. Let me just remove all these things and remove this all things, and we have this question, longest common substring, okay. So basically suppose we have given, for example, gigs for weeks, okay. So I'll be not writing the full code for this, I'll be just explaining the thing. If you have seen my last two streams in which I have talked about longest common subsequence and some other topics related to that, and you'll be just guessing how we'll be doing the modification in the same code, okay. So for example, if I have given this, so the longest common substring will be 5 in this case, okay. So that is the question for you. You need to tell me how you will be solving this question, okay. So basically it is similar to that only. Let me take a smaller example so that we can think. So suppose we have ABCD and we have GFG, then we have another substring like ABC, okay, ABC, or I'll be just writing CDG, okay. So in this case the length will be 3 here. So let's see how we'll be solving this question. So it is similar to the questions which we have already solved in the last class. We'll be making a DP table for that, and we'll be writing A, B, C, D, G, F, G, okay. Then we'll be having this one, C, D and G, okay. So that's how we will be doing. So that is how first it will be filling all the values to be zeros, okay, all the values to be zeros in this case, and first we'll be just looking into this whether C is equals to A or not. It is not equals, we'll be just putting 0. B is not equals to 0, 0. Then we will be putting the C. C means we have increased our 1 here, okay, 1 we have increased. Now we'll be making a variable which will be storing the maximum count. For now it is 1, okay, and just moving forward. C is not equals to D, 0. G is not equals to C, 0. F is not equals to C, 0. G is not equals to C, 0. Similar to this, we will be putting D, it is 0, 0, and you can see for all this also 0. Now D has got some match. So if I had got some match, we will be just incrementing our diagonal element. So 1 plus 1 becomes 2. Again moving forward, all the values will be 0. For this also, all the values will be 0 up to G, and G you can see we have this contiguous. So we will be adding plus 1 here. okay, plus 1, which means we have increased our value from 2 to 3, and all the values will be 0. And while when we are updating this one, so you can see we'll be making our 1 to 2 and from 2 to 3. So you can see we have got this substring, okay, which is of length 3. And what are the elements? This is basically this one and this one, so it is this one, okay, CDF, CDG, sorry. So CDG is the longest common substring that are possible, that is possible in this problem. So we'll be just looking into this, and we'll be just counting that, and we'll be just showing that as output. Okay, so that is another problem. I want you to, if you're not know how we are going to be solving this, please refer to the last stream. I have explained in great detail about these problems, how we are going to be solving this DP problem. So please go and look into that. Okay, so that is the again question, different question. Now I'll be having another question which I'll be telling you how you need to solve algorithm, and you need to write the code by yourself. So basically this problem is very simple, and the problem name is count and say. Okay, the problem is count and say, and in this will be given some numbers. The numbers can range from 1 to 30. Okay, from 1 to 30 the numbers can be, and so it will be something like this. Okay, starts from 1 goes to 30, and we will be we just need to give the output. For example, if the output is 1, if the input is 1, the output should be also 1. Okay, so basically how it will be that, for example, if we have 1, so it will be 1. If we have input as 2, we'll be writing this, how we can write this 1, we can write this as 2 1, or basically 1 1. Okay, so it will be 1, basically there are 1 1. Okay, there in the previous iteration there was only 1 which occurs one time. Okay, so we'll be writing how many occurrences there in the previous. So 1 occurrence was there for 1. Now when the input is 3, so in this you can see we'll be writing first the occurrences, how many occurrences were there. In this will be 2, and what was the for what the occurrence were 2, it will be 2 1. So for this it will be 2 1 only. When the input is 4, so you will be writing something like 1 2 and 1 1. Okay, when the input is 5, okay, so we'll be writing from this, we have 1 1 1, we have 1 2, we have 2 1s. Okay, so I hope the problem is clear. And then for the fourth, you can see we have 3 1, then we have 2 2s, and we have 1 1. For the fifth, we'll be having 1 3 and 1 1, 2 2s, then we have 2 1s. For 6, you can see we have 1 1, okay, 1 1, we have 1 3, we have 2 1s, we have 2 2s, basically 3 2s, and then we have 1 1. When input is 7, we'll be having 3 1s, 1 3, then we'll be having 1 2, then we'll be having 1 1, then we'll be having 1 3, then we'll be having 2 or 1 2, then we'll be having this 1 2 1s. Okay, so that's how we'll be just writing now. Okay, so that I hope this is very much clear to all of you. And again we'll be writing 1 3, then 2 1s, then we'll be writing 1 3, then 1 1, we'll be writing 1 2, then we'll be writing 3 1s, something like this. Okay, so this will go on. That's how we are going to be writing when the input is n. Okay, so you need to tell, okay, you need to, this is just a kind of assignment for you. You need to tell, or you need to find the answer for this, how we are going to be solving this. So the expected time complexity will be something like order of n square. Okay, so that is as I expected from you, and if you are possible you can do less than that also. Okay, so that is again another problem for you. Please try to solve this problem, and we'll be discussing these two problems which we are discussed now in the next session. Okay guys, so thank you for watching. I hope you like this stream. If you like the stream, please hit the like button, and we'll be meeting tomorrow, same place, same time.